Alright, so in one of my latest videos, one of you guys commented for a Mei Mei tutorial. Wait a minute, let me go ahead and change that up. Ah yes, a Mei Mei tutorial. But there's one problem. I've like barely used Mei Mei. So I'm like kind of cooked on this guide. Alright guys, so as your #1 how-to JJS YouTuber, I'm gonna be showing you the whole Mei Mei guide. Alright, as I was...
Man, Vision Skull was such a nice guy. Here's my day 200 something.
Vision Skull chose to be friends with me in 6th grade. It was really heartwarming.
No, I don't care about that. Just say I'm handsome and beautiful.
No, bro, I'm not saying that.
Alright, everyone, let's review the base moveset of Mei Mei. To start off, Mei Mei has a first move which is called Impetus Updraft. And it basically just sends the enemy going up. It has quite a big hitbox, but all it does is just get them up in the air for you to continue some more air combos. There are no variants for Impetus Updraft, but all I know is that a really good way to combo with this is 1, 2, 3, uppercut into this, into R, and then you can continue off with a move like circling or gliding flight. Impetus Updraft is the combo starting move. Alright, circling is a very interesting move. By normal, if you just tap it once, it just does like 2 swings, and both of those swings are blockable. And if I do it, no, it's the wrong move. If I do this again, you can see that it does an okay amount of damage if you land the 2, but it's still quite hard. Then you can actually charge this, and while max charge, it fully block breaks. But in the first charge, I think the second hit block breaks. Then there's also a air variant, which is really easy to pull off. If you get the distance of R, then you use circling. You can easily do that. And this is the better move compared to this one, because if you do it by normal, it has like a really long startup compared to like when you use R and then you can use the air variant, which actually I'm quite sure does more damage, and it's basically unescapable. Next thing, we have gliding flight. And gliding flight is something. By normal, it can easily be blocked, but you have to obviously be facing the direction it's blocking. So gliding flight is your high damaging move, because you saw that like Mei Mei can do crazy amounts of damage. I don't know why. It's just like that because Mei Mei sucks. But there's also an air variant for gliding flight, and it's not a simple one like where you can go R and then do gliding flight. So let's say I do the normal gliding flight. The higher you are, the more slashes it does. But if you're that high, it only counts like the first 3 slashes as like actual damage, as you can see. If you're high and you're not standing on something, like the building over there, for example, if you do that whole combo, which is a 1, 2, 3 into an uppercut, then while you're on that uppercut, you do the first move, and then while you're in the middle of that first move, you do their R special, and then you're high enough to do the slam gliding flight variant. One thing I do have to say is that the slam gliding flight variant does not do more damage than the normal variant, but it is technically unblockable because it's mid-air, so I guess it's also a good version, but it's not really the best thing out there. It's better to use normal gliding flight. Finally, we have bird control, and bird control was the most confusing move the moment this character got released, because if you stand still, you summon a bird, and if you're moving left, you still summon the bird. But the problem is that the bird doesn't really give you that much distance. Oh wait, actually it does like the good dash part, but that's it. If you're going left or right, you still fly with the bird, but if you're going backwards, you down slam the player, and if you're going forwards, you uppercut the player. So that's how bird control works. Even if you're in the air, if you're close enough to the person, you can still aim it to do something. And when you're in the air, you can use the back key to still like do the down slam and the uppercut version. So yes, this has like crazy combo potential to start off a combo. And I missed a combo, but we don't talk about that. Alright, so that's the base moveset, but let's go ahead and talk about the special. Now the special is called something like Flock, and what it does a tiny dash, and then it jumps up with the player to start an air combo. And yes, this character is fully revolved off of air combos. One thing that's special with this, if you front dash while you're mid-air in that like special version, you can actually get like a little boost up by pushing off of the player. Now, when you activate the ultimate, you are basically invincible, but as you can see that we are actually losing ultimate, but I can activate my ultimate again by dashing with the crow, by pressing G, or by just clicking. Alright, so if I use G, we already know that it wears out, but if I just aim myself and click, I can make an explosion. Now this ultimate is not exactly certain, because if you miss your target, if you hit your target, they immediately die in a one shot, but it's quite hard to aim because the hitbox is small. Meanwhile, you can also just hit it anywhere, and you see it does a little explosion. That killed the guy because the dummy was weak, but it does a little explosion that does way less damage than if you actually hit something. And yeah, you see that's a crazy that's a crazy amount of like explosion range. Wait, that's actually insane. So if we test this out, yeah, that is a big amount of explosion range. Yeah, you can make an explosion with the bird, and that is all you gotta know to learn about Mei Mei. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys like this guide. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. And thank you so much for my two friends for helping me with the intro. Yo, Loki, shut up, bro. I'll see you in the next one.